Hello again to one and all our faithful subscribers and listeners and people anticipating the premiere of Drew Carey's Improv-A-Ganza. It is time for our very final, very last weekly Wednesday show review. Yes, we are now at show number 14, the very last of the 14 shows that I was able to go to and attend. So, I think that it's nice that the way I'd pace this, that the very last one is right before the show premieres. Again, if for those who did not already know or hadn't already heard, Drew Carey's Improv-A-Ganza is airing officially on Monday, this upcoming Monday, April 11th at 8 p.m., 11 p.m., and 2 a.m. EST. And remember to check your TV guides, because even, again, these times are in Eastern Standard Time. So, for example, for Pacific Coast, it's actually going to be 5 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. So, be sure to check your TV guides and make sure your time zones and the times in your area so that you don't you sit down and you're trying to tune in and you think it's 8 or 11 and you found out that it already aired or something, then you were sad. So just be sure to, check your own schedule. Use tvguide.com or whatever your local area TV guide is, or channel on your cable. Whatever works for you. Just make sure that you've got it correctly so that you don't miss out on anything. And that, again, it's not going to be on GSN, the Game Show Network. I know a lot of you really want to watch the show. You don't have GSN. If you can't afford it and you already have cable, try and get GSN. You can usually upgrade your packages to get GSN. I know a lot of people are strapped for cash right now because these are hard times. And so I'm going to try and find a way. I'm still planning on making the video in the next day or two on what you can do and how to watch if you don't have GSN. But if you do have GSN, please tune in because we really need the ratings and we need the viewership, etc., etc., etc. I've already explained it like 1 billion times. But I hope everyone's really excited. I'm really excited. Some great videos and promos and commercials have been airing, some clips from the show. I hope you guys can sort of see now everything I've been trying to explain in my show reviews, sort of the energy and the chemistry and how the stage looks and how things sort of run. I know that you can't understand a whole lot of it yet because, again, a whole episode hasn't aired yet, but you can kind of get a taste of it based on the clips that are on the interwebs now. And just as a quick note, a storm is passing through where I'm at right now, so if you hear like thunder or rain or whatever, that's just what it is. It's not me doing anything, it's just a storm, and I really hope the power doesn't cut out. It usually doesn't. We don't get storms here too often. I live in arid Sahonia, I call it. And it's just raining. It's kind of nice, though. Anyway, I'm sidetracking. So yeah, Improv-A-Ganza. Hooray. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. And we're doing really, really well with our subscriber numbers. We are almost at 4,500. So we only need just a little over 500 subscribers left until our final promo, which features the ever-fabulous, ever-lovely Mr. Colin Mockery, as I revealed in one of my other videos just a couple days ago. We've already gained a lot of subscribers just since that video, so it's very possible that the promo will be able to be released and go up before Monday. But again, just take 2 minutes to write an email to your friends and family, or post it on your Facebook, or on your YouTube page, or on your Twitter, whatever, because that way more people can subscribe, or they'll find out about the show and they'll tune in and watch. That's the whole point, is to get more people to watch the show and to spread the information about it. So it's very good, and I'm really happy, and thank you so much to everyone who's been helping us out, sending us stuff, or even leaving nice little notes. I really do appreciate it, and I give you virtual hugs. So now on to the final show review. Hooray! And I don't have to rush this one very much because YouTube has informed me that I can upload videos longer than 15 minutes now, because I'm just that awesome. I jest, of course, but I can upload videos longer than 15 minutes now, and the last one I had to cut kind of short. But I don't know how long this show review is going to take me, because, I never really plan ahead. I just have my notes, and then I go off of my notes, and then if something comes to me, I'll mention it. So here we go. Final show review. This was for February 6th of 2011, and there was just the one show this night. There wasn't an early and late show, it was just the one. And it featured Kathy Kinney, Drew Carey, Colin Mockery, Brad Sherwood, Jeff B. Davis, Chip Eston, and Ryan Stiles. The first game that was played was Freeze Tag, as always. And I love Freeze Tag. I love Freeze Tag so much. The second game was New Choice with Ryan and Colin. And Brad did the calling for it. And it was about a Cyclops. And if I remember correctly, I want to say that Ryan was the Cyclops. I could be wrong. But I remember that game being fantastically wonderful. I will say that this show was probably one of my favorite shows of the tapings that I went to. This was a fantastic show. They went out with a bang. Everyone had really high energy. They all just performed at their absolute best. And they gave it their all. Not that they don't always, but this show just went particularly well. So I'll be really excited to see these episodes when they start airing, because I think it will transcend into wonderful episodes on TV. I'm not being very descriptive today. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you don't sleep. Anyway, the third song... See, I just screwed up again. The third game was called Song to an Audience Member. See, I mixed up song and game. If anyone would like to send me a coffee, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, third game, Song to an Audience Member. It was with Brad and Chip, and they did a Broadway musical sort of song, which I always enjoy the Broadway songs because, again, they go all out for it, and very overly dramatic and overly expressive, and because it's over dramatizing and overacting works for improv. That's kind of what improv's all about, in a way. That and being hilariously funny. And telling a little story. Anyway, I keep going off track. I'm going all over the place tonight. The fourth game was Options. It was with Drew and Kathy. And Jeff did the calling for it. And they were social workers. Don't remember that game at all. The fifth game that was played was Moving People with Colin and Chip. And it was about physical therapy. Don't remember that one a whole lot, but again, I remember it being really, really funny. I just remember laughing so much at this show. I laughed so much that I cried and my stomach hurt because I was laughing so hard. The sixth game that was played was Playbook. Again, one of the kind of newer games. They didn't play Playbook very often, but I enjoyed it when they did it. And it was with Brad and Ryan. And I can't remember. I think it was Brad had just lost his job. I'm trying to remember if it was Ryan or Brad who had the actual playbook. I think it was Ryan who had the playbook. And Brad was the one who came in and had lost his job. I think that that's what it was. This is the problem of having the worst memory in the world. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, though. Fairly certain. The interesting thing is that the playbook that... I remember this, the playbook that they'd used... Because they had a few to choose from. They have an audience member pick which one. And the playbook they used was the same playbook they had used before in a previous playbook. So a couple of the lines that were used were the same, ironically. The 7th game was Bob's Call. Again, one of my favorite games. I love it. And it was with Kathy and Jeff, and they went skydiving. Okay, I totally remember this game. Fantabulous, wonderful, hilarious. Jeff and Kathy did really, really well. And Jeff in particular was exceedingly strong in this show. And I'm trying to think of how to describe what he was doing in this particular game. I don't want to give away too much, but they when you go skydiving, you jump out of the plane, and so they were trying to simulate that. And Jeff was standing behind Kathy, and she had her arms out with a very silly expression. And Jeff had a very serious but also silly expression simultaneously. And he grabbed like the folds of her shirt and was kind of flapping them to make it look like it was being hit by wind, as if, they were falling rapidly. And just their expressions combined with the movement of the clothes and the way they were kind of turning as they were moving as if they were falling, it slayed me. It was just hilarious. And Jeff did it a couple other times. Even when they had stopped falling, Jeff did it again. And it was random and hilarious. And just, I laughed and laughed and laughed some more. I can't wait to see that game on TV. The 8th game that was played was Two-Headed Expert. Blah, blah, blah. The first head was Colin and Drew. And the second head was Kathy and Chip. Second head, second person, you know what I mean. And they were in Germany. Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of remember this one. Colin and Drew were Germans who turned out, I think, to be actually French. I might be wrong, but I think they were French people posing as Germans, and they were welcoming Kathy/Chip to Germany, and it kind of turned into... I don't remember exactly how to describe it. I don't want to give away too much anyway, because then that spoils things, so I'll stop there. But again, another really, really good game. This whole show was just one of the best. It really was. The 9th game that was played was Sound Effects with Ryan and Jeff, and they were garbage men. There were a couple other scenes with them being garbage men, which I don't think they quite realized when they were actually doing it. They had a few of the same suggestions, but whatever, that's besides the point. It was a good game. It was a good sound effects, I think. Yeah. If I remember right, I think they pulled up like a little kid to be one of the sound effects people. And the kid did the sound effects for Ryan. If it wasn't this game, it was another one. But I'm pretty sure it was this one. And I remember the little boy did really, really well. Sound effects is hard. And some of the people they pull up are a little inebriated or shy and they don't know exactly what to do. And this kid totally got into it. And he was quite funny. And even Ryan was rather impressed with how well this little boy did. And, sometimes kids can be super cute and do hilarious things. And we laughed and I think this was one of the times. If I'm remembering correctly, it might have been a different show, but I think it was this one. The 10th game that was played was Forward Reverse. Again, one of my favorite games. Played by Drew and Brad, and it was set in the Old West. Drew is typically always in Forward Reverse. I guess he really likes Forward Reverse. It's such a hard game, though. It really is. But the thing that's hilarious about Forward Reverse is not, them repeating everything. It's seeing if they can remember everything and keep going forward and backward with it. Because it really is so challenging. I could never do it. I know a lot of people can't do it. Even the guys have, and girls have trouble with it. Just because it's challenging. But it just shows how talented and skilled they are that they can do it and make it funny. The 11th game was Sentences with Kathy and Colin. And they were at a zoo. And it was called Days of Our Lions soap opera. Days of Our Lions. Har, 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 har. I don't remember a whole lot about that game. Other than I think it was really funny. Everything's funny. What am I saying? Everything is funny! Hilarious, jovial, jocularity, etc., etc. The 12th game and the final game that was played was Greatest Hits. And it was Songs of the Big Game Hunter. So someone who hunts like big animals and such. Big game. And it was another trio with Brad and Jeff and Chip. And they did 3 different song styles. They did soul, bluesy sort of song. They did an Irish ballad. And they did a Eminem rap style song. All great songs. All very fun. I'm trying to remember the Irish ballad, but I just really don't, sadly. And well, that pretty much wraps it up for my final show review. Some final thoughts as a whole. I have high hopes for Improv-A-Ganza. I'm worried that how should I put this? I'm worried because I know there's so many people who want to watch the show and they just don't have access to GSN. And I know that if all those people who want to watch it had access, it would really help the show even more. I hope that the people who watch GSN, who are already GSN viewers, accept Improv-A-Ganza, because Improv-A-Ganza is a game show, and yet at the same time it's not. I have a lot of... I'm pausing because I'm trying to think of exactly how to put things in a somewhat eloquent sense. Essentially, I really want the show to do well. I think we all do, because if it does well, then, again, more chances of more episodes, more tapings, more seasons. I'd like to see the show, do a lot better. We all remember what happened sadly, with Green Screen Show. A lot of people have mixed feelings on Green Screen Show. I personally loved Green Screen Show. And Improv-A-Ganza has a lot of the same feeling and playing style as Green Screen Show did. It doesn't have the green screen with the animation or anything like that, but other than that, it's very similar in a lot of its contexts. From the clips that I've seen, the quality of the tapings looks fantastic. The stage still continues to astound me with the colors that I think are beautiful and radiant. I've said so many great things about the performers and how hard they've worked and the efforts they've put into it. So I needn't say more, because they know that I support them and I love them, and I think all of you understand how wonderful they already are. I should also probably give kudos to the GSN staff and crew, everyone who has been working to be a part of the show, people who I haven't mentioned. Would like to give thanks to just all of those men and women behind the scenes, behind the cameras, working the cameras, editing, who are all working in hopes that the show becomes a success. I know a couple of them listen or pay attention to this channel, so if you hear this, I thank you personally for the work that you've been doing. And I know everyone else thanks you as well. So good luck, to the show. Good luck to GSN. And good luck to all of you, and I look forward to seeing your guys' reaction if you're able to watch the show. I'm going to be having a little two-man party with me and my best friend Bree, who was with me at all the tapings that I attended. So, it's going to be good times. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I've already made this long enough. So, all of you have a wonderful morning, evening, night, whatever it might be. And you'll be hearing from me soon because, again, I am going to make a video on some other things, just some other random things. Please keep helping with the subscribers. You're going to love the Colin Mockery promo. I promise that. It's really good. It's so much better than all the... Well, I shouldn't say it's so much better because they're all good, but it is a great promo. And I'm going to wrap it up there. So, good night, goodbye, ciao, sayonara, la-da-da, bye.